All right, I mentioned that I have a feeling that I'm going to be hit with an emotion. This weekend, that almost it doesn't matter what happens. The temporary euphoria of beating the Packers and perhaps breaking Aaron Rodgers wears off this weekend when I watch Seattle get jackhammered by San Francisco. And it wears off at a, my God, they really aren't worthy. Like everything that we were fearful of, that the Lions had managed to do so much damage at the beginning of the season, including that loss to Seattle, obviously, where that was the game they didn't force a punt, right?
That's right, yeah. They couldn't stop Geno Smith.
They did so much damage that day and the first 7 weeks of the season that they couldn't overcome it. And an unworthy team got in over a team that in the end was very worthy. And I think the euphoria from earlier this week gets replaced by, I'll go ahead and call it, Gator, a deep sense of melancholy, a deep sadness. And what I think that deep sadness is something that I don't think it's like something where I'm going to decide I'm going to be sad. I think I have a feeling it's just the way I'm going to feel. And then Kang said, I'll feel worse if Seattle wins. And I thought, yeah, because I think Detroit's a better team than Seattle right now. And if Seattle can go to San Francisco and win, then obviously Detroit could. So either way, I think it's going to suck.
Well, I don't think it's going to be as bad as you think, because I think, once again, we have to look back at what you thought the team was going to be. And I'm encouraged at where they're at and where I expect them to be this time next year. But when all was said and done, I think it was unfortunately missed the playoffs because, well, a bunch of reasons. We don't need to go into them all again. But that Seattle Rams game sucked. And you know what? The Lions said, doesn't matter. We're going to go out. We're going to stop Green Bay from making the playoffs. And this is our playoff game. We're going to be one and done. We're going to be champions of stopping Green Bay. And they beat Green Bay for a third straight time. They, made Aaron Rodgers look average again, which was fantastic. And they beat him at Green Bay, at historic Lambeau Field. And they beat him in a game that was flexed for all the country to see. Mm-hmm. And they beat him in a game that was flexed in all the country to see because the NFL was expecting the Packers to roll over the Lions. And you know what happened? Not that.
Not up in here.
Not up in here. The Lions took care of business in that game, and you could see how happy the players were. And keep that in your mind when you start to think about getting depressed because the Lions aren't in the playoffs. That team was happy as hell to get the job done on Sunday night, and that was their send-off to the fans too. And when Jared Goff and Aiden Hutchinson and the rest of the Lions are running around Lambeau Field, high-fiving all the Lions fans that made the trek, you could see that they were happy about this. That's the finality of the season. That's the closure of the season. Now, is there some FOMO? Absolutely, there's going to be FOMO, but it's not going to be. It shouldn't be something to put you in a deep depression. It should just be something where you're watching the game and go, you know what, we belonged here, but we're not here, and I can't wait for it to be here next year. I don't think you should be in a deep depression, Doug. I think you're going to be okay, and the other part that'll help you be okay, Seattle's not going to beat San Francisco.
Yeah.
In fact, it may be a lot of what happened with. I don't expect to be 65-7, but a lot of Georgia TCU, the way Michigan fans felt when TCU beat them, they were unhappy. But then if you watch that game against Georgia and TCU got jackhammered by 58 points, then maybe Michigan fan was feeling, okay, all right, well, at least we didn't get hammered like that.
Well, I don't know how people felt about that. I do want to explain, for those who don't know, FOMO is fear of missing out.
There you go.
Yeah. So are we going to have some fear of missing out? We are missing out. But we'll see. The one part you said, I will be okay. I won't move into, have some sort of deep depression where I show up on Monday and I'm a Eeyore.
I don't want any fans to feel like that.
When you watch the Niners-Seahawks game, are you just going to be thinking about the Lions, Doug?
Probably.
Really?
Yep. Because it feels like that's the game. It's the game we would have been in, and the opponent that we don't think's worthy that replaced us. I mean, the whole season counts. Like, if I'm in Seattle, I'm yelling and screaming, "Oh, hey, we earned it." Yes, you did.
Oh, yeah.
But right now, you don't look worthy of a playoff spot.
Right now they don't, but roles reverse, we'd be like, well, you should have beat us week 2 or whatever it was. Right?
Seattle didn't earn it. The last thing is they're not shouting, "We earned it." They're like, "Oh, we got lucky. We're here."
I mean, they did earn it, though, because we'd be saying the same thing the other way around. If they would have just beat the Seahawks, the Lions, then this wouldn't even be an issue.
Even Seattle knows they got the breaks against the Rams. Even they know.
You think?
Yes.
I don't know.
Come on, man.
They've never. I tweeted this out, and like I said, I may have been very emotional that day, Sunday.
Right.
But has Seattle ever gotten a call against them? I think they're used to getting every call their way. Go back. Against even the Lions. Remember the bat out of the back of the end zone where they should have called it but didn't call it? The fail Mary with Golden Tate. They've never had a call against them.
Never.
The Seahawks have never. So they're used to it, Gator. I don't think they own up to any of this. They're like, oh, no, we earned it.
But Seattle sucks. I hate Seattle. And you know who picks right before the Lions in the draft? Seattle.
Thanks to Denver.
They're probably going to do something. They're probably going to do something that really effing annoys me. Seattle. Growing disdain for Seattle.